Alright, so now what are the main differences between joins and relationships? If you are using joins, things gonna get really static and we might lose as well a lot of data. But if you are using relationships in our data model, then we will get more flexibility and we will not lose any data. And now in order to understand this, let's check this example where I have prepared two data sources, one with joins and the other with relationships. The first one with the orders, if I go to the physical layer, you can see we have a left join between orders and customers. And let's check the second one, we have the relationships. We have as well the same tables, we have orders and customers. And between them there is a relationship. And now if we check our data, we can find that there is 5 customers. And in the orders, there is only 4 customers that did order. So if you check over here the customer ID, you will not find the ID number 5. So that means this customer didn't order anything. This is no problem for the relationships, but if you go to the joins over here and you check the data, you will see that we don't have a customer ID number 5 at all in our data. So you can check, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So the customer ID number 5 is completely disappeared. And that's because we have a left join between the orders and the customers. So only the matching rows from the right side is going to be presented at the final table. So that means we lost this customer. And if we are at the visualizations, let's go over here. And let's say we want to count how many customers do we have in our database. So let's drag and drop the customer ID. And let's turn it to a measure of count distinct. So our data says, okay, we have 4 customers. If we go to the relationships, let's open another one and switch to the relationships. And let's take the customer ID again over here, switch it to a measure and count distinct. You will see we didn't lose the data. We have 5 customers in our database and the relationship is going to give us more correct answers. And now you might say, okay, we can fix this if we change the type of join. So that's right. If I go to the data source and then I go to the joins, go to the orders, and I just switch this to the right. So that means we're going to get all the data from customers and only matching from the orders. Let's close this and go back to our sheet number 1. You will see, let me close this. You will see that we have 5 customers. So with that, we have correct answer as well as with the join. And here we come to the next point that things are really not flexible. So that means if I'm building visualizations where sometimes I'm asking how many customers do we have or how many orders do we have, I cannot each time go to the data source and change the type of join. Because once I decide it's a left join, it's going to stay for all the worksheets as a left join. Unless I'm doing full outer join between the 2 tables. And if you are working with big tables, then you will get a very big merge table, which going to slow everything down. And this is exactly what I mean. If you are using joins, you will lose data if you are using left join or right join. And as well, things are really static. With the relationships, if we go to the sheet number 2, here things are more flexible because we didn't merge anything. The data stayed separated from each other's. We just described the relationships between them. So if in worksheets I'm doing analysis about the customers, it will not affect the next visualizations if I'm doing analysis about the orders because we didn't lose any data. And I don't have to worry, do we have left join or right join? Should we change it and so on? So it's more flexible and we will get always a correct answers. So that's why joins are static and you might lose data, but relationships are more flexible and you will not lose any data. Alright guys, so there is another issue with the joins if you compare to the relationships. Sometimes in joins we might get wrong answers if we are doing calculations on the measures. So let's take this example. On the customers tables we have the score. So for each customers we have a score and we have those 5 customers. The average of this score is gonna be 625. And now let's check in Tableau the results from joins and relationships. Alright, so now we are at the relationships and let's take the score and drop it over here on the text. And then let's find the average. So we're gonna go over here, measures and the average. So in relationships, we got the correct answer. We have 625. And now let's check the joins. We are at the data source of joins. I'm gonna take the score, drag and drop it on the text. And now we're gonna switch as well to average. And here we got the wrong result, 585. So what happened here? Well, the answer for that is sometimes if we merge 2 tables together, we might get duplicates. So let's check the data. If you go to the data source again, in the joins, if you go to the score, we will have duplicates because some customers have more than one order. And that's gonna result in a lot of duplicates if we merge the customers and orders. And if you do the average, you will get the wrong answer as we saw in the results. And if you switch to the relationships, and we go to the customers, we see at the score over here on the right side, there is no duplicates and we will get the correct answer. And that's going to guarantee for us that using relationships, we will get correct answers if we are doing calculations. And that's way better than having duplicate in our data. We might never get correct answers from joins. And that's why Tableau introduced in 2022 relationships just to fix all those problems with the joins. And they made it as the default method on how to connect tables. Alright, so that's all for now. And next we will compare all the 4 methods side by side in order to understand the big picture.